Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and today we're looking at my Bronco models CB351214 German SWS supply ammo vehicle and armoured cargo version 2-in-1 in the 135 scale. And as you can see this comes in a rather large splendid box. This is the third part where I'm actually reviewing a bunch of my Bronco kits, which has previously included my 5T Diana and my Versux Flakwagen for 8.8 centimetre on a Panzer IV chassis. So if you want to go and have a look at one of those videos, they're in the playlist. They were actually done yesterday and the day before. So let's get on to this one. We're going to read the blurb, have a quick look at the instructions and go through the parts of this rather interesting vehicle. I've pre-read the blurb on this and I've got to say it's not translated very well. So I'm going to try and read it out as written, so it won't make a lot of sense, I don't think. So, because of Russo-German war come to a deadlock, the German army needed a general vehicle in low cost to compensate for the huge consumption. Bussing Company, in the development of SWS Schwere Wehrmacht, the Schlepper, general vehicle by the military, selected and put into operation immediately. The vehicle was a light wooden body, so what it says, 5-ton capacity. The structure of the half-track is very muddy environment, adapt to the east. As cargo and tracked vehicles in great acclaimed, in 1944 the company redesigned with a body and have derived many combat vehicles, such as equipped with Flak 38 Type 20mm or Flak 43 Type 37mm flak anti-aircraft vehicle, or the most powerful Type 42 150mm rocket launcher, even equipped with Pak 43 Type 88cm anti-tank gun destroyer. This kit for SWS armour ammunition and armoured cargo. The former loading 150mm rocket artillery action follow, and the latter is the general freight track, and at any time with a variety of weapons into a combat vehicle. So yeah, what can I say about that? Not a lot. They need to employ a better translator, or somebody to write these things a bit better, I think. Never mind. Let's hope the vehicle goes together a little bit better than the words. So as we can see, we've got a full schematic of what sprues we have, and as you can see there's quite a lot, including 3 lots of photo etch and 2 lots of tracks. Yeah, great. So moving on to the actual instructions. First off, we're going to put these parts together here, which go on the interior of the chassis to support our drive shafts, I suppose. And as you can see, we put them together in section 1 and 2, and then we add them all in section 3 to the chassis with some other parts for mounting our wheels on. Section 4, we're going to be looking at the suspension. Section 5, we're looking at our drive sprockets and our rubber tired wheels. And then we're going to put all the road wheels and drive sprockets and wheels onto the chassis as shown in section 6. Section 7, we're going to put a few other smaller parts in. Section 8, I'm not really too sure what that is. That looks like another wheel of some sort, another drive sprocket of some sort, but I can't identify it. We have, I think this is going to be the fuel tank here, and that looks like part of the transmission or the engine. Section 9, we're going to put the fuel tank in, and this hurdy-gurdy here, which I think it might be a spare wheel, that one. And as we can see, we've got the part of the transmission here, and we've got some interior mechanicals. Section 10 is going to be concentrating on assembling our engine, which has got lots of steps and lots of small parts. Lots of time spent for something you're never going to see after you've built it. Got a nice, quite detailed, large radiator there as well. Section 11, we're going to be putting our engine and a few other parts into the chassis. Skip the page. Section 12, we've got our accessories. So we've got a couple of sets of wire cutters, We've got some spades, picks and axes, etc. Section 13, we're going to be moving on to the driver's console with its variety of gauges, a gear stick, and some cutters to go on the inside, and a driver's seat. 14, we're going to be putting some of our accessories on. I'll probably leave those to the end. Section 15, we're going to be doing, this looks like part of the loading bay, maybe. And the driver's console going into its front mounting unit. Section 16, we're going to be looking at the upper sections of the armoured hull. It is worth obviously pointing out that you get two different options on this one. And section 17, we're going to be putting some small parts on the underneath of the cab interior, including a MP5 submachine gun for close quarter combat. And then we're going to be putting the armoured protection driver's viewports on, and the bonnet, I suppose you could say, on the front. Obviously you can have these in open or closed positions, including this hatch above the passenger seat, where we actually have a machine gun to mount. Now here we have one of the options. This is the top one here, which is the sort of open cargo bed. Or we have this one here, which is the armoured cargo, with its assortment of little hatches and things you can put in. I'm not quite sure what we're looking at on section 23, but it looks incredibly interesting. Section 24, we're going to be putting the armoured cargo bay together, and as you can see, we've got some artillery cases to put in these mounting brackets here. And section 25, we're going to be putting more parts onto the floor, including these optional opening and closing hatches. Section 26, it's all starting to go together, and this is where it gets really technical with our our multi-link tracks, and we're going to put everything together that we've built so far onto the pre-built chassis and wheels. Then we're going to put the upper parts of the body on in section 27. And we're going to flip back to the open cargo bed here on 28. So this again is the option, and this is where some of our photo etch comes into play. 31, it looks like we're pretty much completed with the cargo bay, and in 32. And here are the options for putting the upper hull together on the vehicle in 33 and 34. 35 moves on to an assortment of stowage that we get with it. We get some jerry cans, we get some oil drums or petrol drums, and we get a full coloured diagram of how we can paint these up. Here we go at the end. We actually get the full options for colouring. So this one's got a light green camouflage dusting, or this one is just done in plain brown. And we got a couple of options here, green and brown, and sort of deserty colour, and option 2 on the bottom. So now let's have a look at these parts, and there's quite a few of them obviously. First off, we get our chassis, which is pre-built. It's got some nice detail on it, even though we're never really going to see any of it because it's going to be hidden behind the windows. It's nice that it all comes together in one piece and you don't have to build it, because at least you know you've got a good starting foundation, for me anyway. This sprue here, what we have is the actual load bay, the floor of the vehicle. We've got some drive wheels here. This looks like a wooden part, so possibly some sort of bench seat. These are going to be the frames for the open cargo bay. We have some door hatches, not exactly sure where they're going. And there we go, that's the first one out of the way. This is going to be the rear base running along the side here, with these parts for covering our tracks. Got some frontal viewports here. It's probably the rear armoured hatch for the back. That looks like it's going to be our driver's console. These look like they're going to be parts of the bonnet. Some nice vents going on here Here we have the front of the cab and engine compartment. It's quite plain. It's got the relevant detail. It's got a few sort of what are they called? I'm a bit tired. I only got up a couple of minutes ago. Nuts and bolts. Here we have another part of the flooring and another part of the rear, it would appear, with opening doors in and out. We've got our side panels here where we got our three little storage lockers. Got some nice detail going on there with our rivets and bolts. Another two parts. I'm getting the feeling there's going to be a lot of spare parts on this, to be honest with you. Here we have the rear floor with our two opening cargo hatches. I'm guessing this is an optional sort of turntable, so as you can add a weapon on it at some point if you do so require, or if the Germans did so require. Seems like a logical thing to do, have it as sort of potentially a two-in-one vehicle. It's quite an interesting one. We seem to have a lot of the engine components here. Here we have the back of our radiator, when our fan will go in there. There's our fan. That's going to be the radiator. It's got some nice detail on it. We've got our fan belts, etc. And here we have the main part of the engine. Got some nice detail on it. I get the feeling there's going to be quite a lot of small parts going on to this. Probably some of these ones here. Excuse my nails, I need to clean them. I'm a working man. I get dirty. Just need to plug the camera in because the camera's about to disengage. Sorry for the interlude. There we go. Okay, so the next one, we have these storage compartments, storage tubes here for artillery. Oh no, these are the parts for the covering the axles. A whole range of small parts here. Got a suspension spring, possibly the transmission, rather large fuel tank, bit of a petrol guzzler. I think that's going to be the rotating point for a gun mount if it was later so required to add. What we got on this one? This one's got some accessories. We've got two sets of wire cutters, a couple of shovels, spades, axes, whatever. The standard jack. Unidentified mechanicals, possibly a radio. Got some nice belt-fed ammunition and heavy machine gun. MP5 submachine gun. Seats, I think they're the two front seats. Here we have a bunch of wheels and road wheels. Our front wheel hubs. Our tyres. I think they're axles again. We've got the mounting points for the road wheels on this one as well. Everything's got some really nice detail. Hope you can see that there. Nice detail on the wheels. And we have a duplicate sprue here for the other side. Let's look at this one. This is our suspension and mounting points for our road wheels on here. Got three of these sprues, so I'll only show you one. These are artillery tubes for the stowage. That's those three. Here we have a cover for our rotating optional gun mounting point. Got a steering wheel, fan belt, a couple of other parts of mechanical. We have a stowage sprue with 4 barrels. We've got a whole range of jerry cans, singular, and we have some strapped together ones as well, and all the other little bits to go on the jerry cans. They look like fun to put together. Oh, here's my favourite sprue. It's the tracks. Oh yeah, look at all them. And we get 2 of these sprues. Lots of fun. Brian, I'll be sending this one to you. You can do the tracks, I've already decided. And then we get 3 lots of photo etch. You're going to have to excuse me. I don't know where most of these parts are going, but these ones here are obviously for our flatbed loading bay. Got a gauze piece here, which is some sort of grill, I would think. And we have a whole load of fiddly, tiddly, wiggly, tiny parts. I'm thinking there for mounting petrol cans too or something, because that's certainly the shape of a jerry can. And we have this large piece here and a few more grills that look quite nice. And we have a decal sheet with the name 4. That's kind of cool. Some numbers and some standard German crosses. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed that. Please do check out the other videos of my other 2 Bronco vehicles. Bronco, some people have said previously they're not particularly familiar with this particular kit manufacturer. I discovered them, I think I bought this in March this year, so it's been sort of hanging around in the storeroom for 9 months. I'm kind of guessing when I bought this, I didn't think it was going to be quite so complicated, and I did actually obviously divert onto aircraft pretty rapidly because I considered them to be easier. What a fool I am. So please do like and subscribe and check out some of our other videos. We're going back to work shortly, and we'll be back in a couple of days because we're working overtime, and we'll probably try and finish aircraft off. I've just realised that I started these in October and it's now December. There's something and I still haven't finished them. Naughty Andy. Okay, so be seeing you.